everybody, man. I know it's late, but I got to get this video out. I just want to be able to tell you guys what's on my mind. I had a wonderful day all day. Been busy, been taking the wife around, shopping, getting things, getting ready to go to the beach tomorrow. I had a great time in San Diego. It's just been a wonderful, magnificent time. But let's get to the comparison talk. During the off season, a lot of people like to talk about comparison and the comparison analysis of people and players and of teams. We always comparing that we don't have a number one receiver versus what we had last year, or the year before, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. And people fail to realize this one thing. There's one truth here, is that even though we had the guys of the greats of like the Terrell Owens and speaking of Terrell Owens, he's not going to the Hall of Fame, and we're going to speak on that too as well. And the greats of Dez Bryant and the I guess you can throw in Miles Austin, because the contract speaks that he was supposed to be great. These guys don't have Super Bowl rings, and there's a reason why. You don't win with a diva receiver. I've been saying that. I've been speaking to the high heavens. And the other thing that everybody like to compare it to as well, the Dak Prescott to Carson Wentz. Now, granted, a lot of people, when I said that, I put out there the fickleness of the fans base, and then their counter argument was that just because they point out flaws, does that make them fickle? No, when you look up the root word of fickle, when you look up the definition of fickle, meaning that you lose loyalty in what you believe in, meaning that you so easily, your frequency of your thoughts and your mind is shifted because what you believe in is just tainted from what you thought that was going to happen with that particular person. Now, my thing is this right here, and I'm going to talk into the real deep heartedness of the fickle fans out there. When you talking about the raw comparison of Dak Prescott to Carson Wentz, just think about this. For them to even be comparable speaks volumes of how good Dak Prescott is. He was not the first pick in the fourth round. He was the second pick in the fourth round that was picked up by the Dallas Cowboys, who is now being compared to a first round draft pick. That's the craziest thing in life. And the fickle fans don't understand that. You should take that along, and you saying that you comparing a first round draft pick to a person that was picked in the second pick out of the fourth round. Come on, they don't supposed to be compared, but we're gonna push that all to the side, right? And this guy, for us to say, the people that's really out there saying that, okay, we rep the silver and blue, and of course we understand what Dak Prescott needs to step it up with. He need to work on his pre-snap reads, his foot's in the pocket, his mechanics and throwing. But everybody out there, the fickle fans, the fans that really don't like the Cowboys, but they rep the Cowboys when they're winning. Oh, he can't hit water if he fell out of a boat. But he's he's 22-10, and I can put in stats. It don't matter how I can use the stats. They'll still say, well, look at the true vision of the tape. But they fail to realize, did they go out there and watch the Eagles game? Are they really saying that Carson Wentz is launching that mug down the field? Did Carson Wentz had a better team? Look, put it like this. I think that this right here, what happened with the Philadelphia Eagles, the filthy Eagles, the trash of an organization that they are, right? This is what really happened with them, right? Their Wentz friendly offense was happening last year. They said to themselves, we were 7-9. We were 7-9. And what we did with the 7-9 roster with their first year, let's get some guys that can actually catch the ball, because the ball was bouncing off their receivers' hands like a basketball. And then also, too, as well, they said, okay, let's figure out a way that we can have a better running attack, because our running attack is horrible. It's grotesque. So they put some pieces around him. Of course, these are like no household name, but LeGarrette Blount is a Super Bowl championship winner. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, none of their wide receivers had over 1,000 yards, right? None of their wide receivers is going to go to the Pro Bowl or nothing like that. You might squeeze in Alshon Jefferson, but his yards, his statistics wasn't there. They utilized what was best for Carson Wentz. And nobody's just going to get out there and say, well, This guy was dinking and dunking the ball, which he was. He was dinking and dunking. Go back and watch the tape. And yes, he was utilized in the middle of the field. But people fail to realize that if you take the Philadelphia Eagles tight end and the way they was using those vertical seam routes and the way they was running that ball and the way that the coach crafted the RPO to help Carson Wentz out, it was everything to do with coaching. It was everything of utilizing the middle of that field. It was everything with misdirects, short dink and dunk passes, and creating space out there in the middle of the seam routes. And that's what happened. But nobody, people who just listen to the first takes and the undisputed, people who never just go out there and watch the Philadelphia Eagles film, they'll sit there and say, well, Carson Wentz is the best thing since sliced bread. Carson Wentz got him a Super Bowl. And they failed to realize they put Nick Foles in the exact same system, and guess what? He won. And that's what you call, guys, a systematic quarterback. That's what you call a plug-and-play quarterback. Meaning that if you could have put Brad Johnson in the system, you probably got the same results. You could have put Nick Foles in the system, you got the same. Nick Foles been playing for the league for quite a few times. You can put anybody, Trent Green, you can put Tupac, you can put Biggie in that spot. They would have been doing the same thing. It's the system within the system. Now, of course, everybody understanding what happened to the Cowboys, they were saying, okay, with this Dak Prescott situation, right? I know it's dark, you guys can't see my flavor of my face up in here, but with the Dak Prescott situation, he was our fourth pick, which was the second fourth pick in the draft during that time. One can argue and say, hell, even if Tapper was happened to be healthy, maybe we'd have saw some explosive play out of him this year, right? Or last year, what have you. But if you remove their first round pick from last year and you play a 16 weeks, I do know we had injuries on their side and we had injuries on our side. What the hell you think their record's going to be? Do you really think that if you remove their, since it's not a system, since the people that's going to argue and say, well, it's not the system, law, it's not a system. So you take away their first round draft pick and you have some, I guess Roger Goodell's having dangling the suspension, unsuspension, or he's out there. And of course, I'm not saying that you try to make the game play even, but people fail to realize that when you put Ezekiel Elliott into the mix and you take him out of the mix and you put him back into the mix and you take him out of the mix, that hurts the flow of the game. You mean to tell me that in practice all week they saying, okay, we practicing with Alfred Morris, and oh, okay, all of a sudden come Friday, oh, we're gonna throw Ezekiel Elliott in, it's supposed to be the same thing. You're missing on your block assignment. You'll be missing on so many elements. That's why football is designed for you to play every day to understand what's going on in the midst of the battle. That's why they say when you go into war, they're trying to find chink in the armor. Where can they penetrate the weak spot so they can expose you and take over you and control you and push you out the way? And they found the weak spot. Jason Garrett is not that great at making adjustments. That's just his flaw. But I digress. I digress. So we moving forward. The comparison of Dak Prescott to Carson Wentz. Just please stop it. That's like me going to the. It's like me going to the. Let me just go use this team, the Texans, and looking at their Dante Foreman, and saying, okay, he's not hitting the holes like Ezekiel Elliott, or even the kid that blew up last year from the Chicago's Bears, the Jordan Howards of the world, right? It's like me going out saying, looking at his film, looking at his dissecting his tape and saying, okay, he's not balling out like Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott would have did this, or Ezekiel Elliott would have done that. Of course, when you draft first round draft grades and you got a first round polished grade in Ezekiel Elliott, he pale in comparison to what I think a Jordan Howard, Josh Howard, whatever the kid name playing for the Chicago Bears. Although he had a good rookie year, but I don't hear the Howard apologists. I don't see the Howard nations, whoever those people were saying that, oh, Howard was better than Ezekiel Elliott his first year, all this good stuff. So let's just stop it, guys. Let's stop the comparison. But what we can say this right here is that come this year, if you want to make comparisons now, then go ahead and shoot your aim. But what I'm saying to the Fickle fans out here, and it's the exact same fans, because we've seen this before. We've seen it when Troy Aikman, for those who remember, I know a lot of people don't remember. Let me see if you guys can see me a little bit better right here. You guys remember when Troy Aikman was drafted, there was another quarterback called Steve Wash. A lot of fans were like, hey, Steve Wash is a better quarterback. I remember, I remember when they were talking about Burline. Oh man, Burline is a better quarterback than Troy Aikman. I remember that though. I remember those days, and time again. I'm not calling Dak Prescott a Troy Aikman, but what I'm saying is the same fan base that always like to beat on their chest and say, hey, this guy's better. I remember even hell going to another position. I remember the fans that was out there saying, hey, Troy Hambrick, he's a better running back than Emmitt Smith. He can outrun Emmitt Smith. What happened to Troy Hambrick? Happened to Steve Wash? Whatever happened to? I think there was a cry for Rodney Peete at one time, and there was a cry for Steve Burline. What happened to these cats? What happened to them? I'm waiting. You know, but you know what it is, man. Shout out to what's that? The Callaway, the best way. Shout out to you, man. Who else we got in the chat box, man? Shout out to you guys that's watching this show. Eric, what's up, man? Burline was good, yeah, but was he Troy Aikman? What's up, Chris Torres? And then if we talk about this, we can go to another team. Joe Montana, one of the baddest, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, right? What's up, Italian Cowboys, man? Look at these fools. I'm looking at when they. I don't even want to get on the aspect of Joe Montana and Steve Bono and Steve Young and all those guys that played for the 49ers. The systematics of the systems and the the Matt Castle, what he did with Tom Brady when Tom Brady laid down and used Vouch word and laid down and said ouch. But this is the thing, guys. Either you're gonna ride for the team or you're not. Either you're gonna roll with the team or you're not. And the thing is, I do know that collectively a lot of people saying that okay, he suck, he can't do this, and that's all they say. The one-liners, he suck or he trash. I'm talking about Dak Prescott, the guys that do the one-liners, and that's cool. It is what it is. And I'm not trying to say that even if he does, this is crazy too as well. This is a make or break season for Dak Prescott. So you're giving this guy 3 years to just be make it or break it. Okay, that's cool. Well, move on. Okay. I wish you guys were the GM and say, okay, we got this guy who went 22-10. If he don't win, at least coming out the gates for the first 4 games, let's go ahead and can this guy. Let's roll with the Cooper Rush. And then if Cooper Rush don't pan out, let's roll with the Mike White. And if Mike White don't pan out, because it's different when you're talking about NFL passing the ball on NFL versus what you're doing when in college. And if he don't pan out, then let's just keep on signing other players, and we're going to do the same exact thing over and over and over again. And that spells out insanity. And most of us, we get into our feelings, we get into our emotions. You guys try to take it personally, and then you just say, oh, da 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 da. And then you don't watch no film, you don't watch no tape. And then the tape that you do watching, you watching it from the angle of, okay, you're in the playbook and you calling the play. There's so many things at different levels to this stuff. And then on top of that, you see the man face to face, and you don't yell out those epithets. You want to get the jersey signed. You want to sign up, and you want to get the hugs. You want to get the recognition. But you don't tell him that he sucked to his face and all this stuff. And it's the same thing over and over again. The exact same cycle with the Cowboys Nation. And if you go into anybody else chat blogs, anybody else chat notes or whatever, or watch anybody else fans out there, they don't do that crazy crap. Don't you know the Browns, if they went 9-7, they would have just been okay with it. And we go 9-7, it's the end of the world. Even with the midst of all the BS that Roger Goodell's put us through last year, right? And no other team goes through the bull that we go through. But yet and still we supposed to be, as fans, so we supposed to be Super Bowl or bust every year. Even knowing how Jerry Jones done derailed his team from certain aspects of whether it be media relations or whether it be suing the NFL. And then half of this people fail to realize. People from other teams too as well. Those who want to can the Cowboys. And they rocking a jersey, a Nike jersey. Don't they know if it wasn't for Jerry Jones that Nike wouldn't even have the NFL logo next beside, right beside it? Don't they know like teams like Cincinnati, New Orleans, smaller teams like Atlanta Falcons, the Jaguars, they won't even be able to stand on their own by themselves. Don't you know that we do the revenue sharing? Jerry Jones is bringing in probably a third of the revenue to the NFL. It was this Jerry Jones, the 49ers. I'm going to say Jerry Jones. The Jerry Jones, the 49ers, and the Steelers bringing in the most revenue. Washington, D.C. can throw them into the mix too as well. There wouldn't even be a New England Patriots if it wasn't for Jerry Jones. But people don't know that. People don't understand the knowledge of what football really brings when you talk about free agency, cap, salary cap, cap hell, uncap hell, the media, the reason why we have all, reason why we the only team that's so far west, but we play in the NFC East because all of the major media markets are out there in the East bringing in billions of dollars. We made 14 billion. I'm saying we, but Jerry Jones, the NFL made $14 billion last year. I can guarantee you, 6.5 of that billion probably came from Jerry Jones' organization, from the Dallas Cowboys alone, with the marketing, the logos, the NFL with the Nike. There's a lot of people that don't even wear no jersey if it's not Nike. I hear people like New Jersey Jets fans and fans like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They repping the Nike jersey, right? But they don't know that if it wasn't for Jerry Jones, that they probably be rocking Rydell. You know, they probably be rocking Reebok jersey. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. Hey, it is what it is, man. All right, what else we got? Jerry Jones, big, the Callaway, the best way. Say prime time. What's up? Oh, and let me touch on this too as well. Just because Deion Sanders says so, it doesn't mean that it's real. Deion Sanders been jumping. He's a seeker of attention, and I love prime time Deion Sanders. But if you look at it, he played for the Atlanta Falcons, he played for the 49ers, he played for the Dallas Cowboys, he played for the Washington Redskins, he played for the Ravens, he played for all these teams. He just jumped from team to team. Hell, if he still could, and I don't blame the man. He got to go out and make his money, make his bread, make his paper, make his cheddar. But sometimes you just got to listen to what, take it with a grain of salt. Whatever Deion Sanders says about anything, just take it with a slight grain of salt. Just because he said, okay, I want Earl Thomas now. I want Earl Thomas to play for the Cowboys. Doesn't mean it's make it so. Or I want Desmond Bryant to come back. Doesn't mean that it's going to make it so. It was the same guy that Deion Sanders got messed up and got mad at Dez Bryant when he first came to the league. Tarnished and put his name out there like he was doing something bad. When Dez Bryant pretty much reneged on what he was saying that he was going to join with Deion Sanders with whatever brand or shoe company, whatever endorsement deal that he had when he first came out. But just because prime time says something doesn't mean that it's going to be accurate. So, guys, do your own homework. Trust and see and evaluate what you see with your own eyes. I think the NFL Game Pass is $99. It's $99 a year. You can go reach into your pocket, get the subscription, watch the all 22 for yourself, watch the film and tape for yourself. If you don't want to do that, then hell, get the trial package. I think it's $14 or something like that for a month. I wouldn't mind having Earl Thomas. I wouldn't mind having Earl Thomas too as well. But just because Deion Sanders says it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. And just because Deion Sanders said it with the Dez Bryant situation doesn't mean it's going to happen. Tyrone, what's up, man? What's going on? Church? That's what I'm talking about, bro. Hey, Brian, get in there. This is the Callaway. Chilling, baby. What's going on, man? Who else we got in the mix, man? Looking for Jalen Smith. Oh, I want to touch on this too as well. I'm glad you mentioned this too as well. Cody, what's going on, man? Salute. Y'all got me in at nighttime. It's dark time. It's early where I'm at because I'm West Coast, right? It's probably late where most of you guys at. This is the thing. Jalen Smith looking good. They're asking him, please tone it down, just slow down just a little bit. You playing too hard in the paint. You going too hard for us, bruh. And Lathan Van Der Esch, I don't like to hear this, but he twisted up and snapped up his ankle. It may be something that they're gonna baby until training camp come around, but I don't like to hear that from my rookies. I want Lathan Van Der Esch to have some type of weird type of Jason Witten type of luck. And I don't like to hear that, especially coming with my first round draft pick, because you got to understand, like I said, they are telling everybody, middle linebacker, Mike, when you play in that position, if they're going to slide him in that position, it's like the third hardest position to learn, well, the fourth hardest position to learn in the National Football League. And if he's just trying to learn this thing while it's going to come, September, coming the first week, that's not a good look for us, especially with our first round draft pick. You want your first round draft pick to be a sure bookend starter. That's what I'm saying. He had the same soft tissue injury Cooper Rush did as Cooper Rush did last year. I think LV is going to surprise everyone. This is from Brian. I want him to surprise. I want LVE, which I call him VE or LV. I want him to pretty much surprise the hell out of me. I want him to make me look so bad out there. Because when I had my NFL first 19th overall draft pick prediction and all this stuff, I want him to make me look so bad. You guys don't know. I want him to make me look so bad. I want him to prove me wrong. I want him to prove all of the fans that were sitting there saying like, "Oh, we could have went with somebody else." I want him to prove me so wrong. And I hope that the kid will, and I believe in that he might have the chance if he can stay healthy. 6'4", 257 pounds, give or take, flying out to the ball, elusive out in space, covered. Hey, the pick itself with LV worked so well with Chris Richard's system. And remember I was talking about earlier when we were talking about system. System. System means so much in the National Football League. Put it like this, I can bet you guys this right here. Even if Ray Lewis played on the wrong team, he was a smaller linebacker. He had to play in the Ravens system. The system for the Ravens had that Samuel Allen, Tony Siragusa, I think that was his first name. He was able to fly and hit those gaps, vicious. He was able to then ultimately learn the defense, study it like the back of his hand, knew everything about that defense. But it would never happen if he didn't have those lanes when he first came into the league. I'm telling you guys, system speaks volumes. And if you don't have those guys up front who can plug the lane, who can pretty much have those gaps and have you can play clean. Because even in Sean Lee draft report and his scouting report says that he had to have clean lanes in order to hit the opposition. We never really had those ultimate clean lanes. And what we saw, Sean Lee is just so aggressive when he flies out to the ball. He hits through the guys. He put himself in pretty much compromisable situations, and that's why he get injured. The same thing. If you go, guys, look at Jalen Smith's scouting report. It's going to say the same thing. He plays better when he's able to shoot the gap and have a clean lane. And most people are going to say, well, most linebackers have that ability to play better if they playing through a clean lane. It's kind of like hand in hand, right? This is the thing. If you don't have a clean lane, then you can't be a more explosive guy out there in the mid of the defense. And this is why. This is why. Think about this, and I'm gonna just go back to this thing right here. You guys remember the New England Patriots? I hate to bring this up. Through the last 5 to maybe 6 years, I can say maybe 10 years, going on to a decade now. The reason why the New England Patriots linebacker core has always been solid is because they went and got 5, 6 years ago, I would say 8 years ago, they went and got a Vince Wilfork, right? You guys remember Vince Wilfork? They had a chance to get somebody else, but with that first round draft pick, they went and got Vince Wilfork. And when it was time, or I think he was first or second, whatever round draft Vince Wilfork went to, he was the big plug that was able to be nasty, He's gonna guarantee two bodies on him because you put one guy on him, it's gonna be embarrassing. He's gonna collapse the pocket, and every time in the scouting meeting, every time in quarterback meeting, they said, "How are we gonna stop Vince Wilfork?" That's the primary goal. How are we gonna put an extra body on Vince? That frees up the linebacker. You just go back to any Super Bowl they won, or if you go back to any time, because I don't know who they had probably in the early 2000s. My memory can't stretch that far without having Google right in front of me. But what did they do after they got rid of Vince Wilfork, right? They went and got Malcolm Brown. He was on the board, I believe, when we was trying to pick him up. We don't love the defensive tackle, the one tech, the nose tackle. The guy can even line up in zero. We don't value that. And by us not valuing that, we have a diminutive, or we have a slower process when it's trying to read. When we talking about comparable, this is the name of the topic of the title of the day. The comparison is that we don't never respect that front four. We got everybody finesse. And what team does when we play against a coach that's pretty much seasoned? They say, okay, we can't pass on this team. They're scrappy. Green Bay figured it out real quick. We couldn't pass on this team. We couldn't get to the ball. We couldn't get the ball to the spot. So what it is, they switch it up. Let's just go run. They had a guy named Aaron Jones looking like Priest Holmes out there. You guys remember Priest Holmes? Hey, Aaron Jones was just running the daylights out of us. And what got the Rams back into the mix? Okay, what got the we looking at this trend. We're looking at this trend. Cause y'all trash is from SAE. What's up, man? OG, man. What's up, man? Man, I ain't seen you in a minute in this thing, man. What's going on with you? He said because we trash. It is what it is. We got to be able to figure out a way to put some big dogs up front. Just give us one or two. And we will see a better play out of this linebacker. And I'm gonna go back to since the name of the title's comparison. Think about this right here too as well. Just think about this. Luke Kuechly, best year. Go back. I know you guys got Google right in front of you. You guys got Google right in front of you. Look up and tell me what he had on that front four line. Just the front four. You just look into the inside. You're gonna read a guy named Keywan Shorts. You're gonna read another guy named I think it's Big Williams or something like that. Luke Kuechly is already a dog, nasty. Flies out to the ball, but he was able to play freely. The other guy, Davis, was able to play freely too. Oh yeah, hey, shout out to Golden State for winning it, man. What happened to all the LeBron James better than Jordan type of talk? You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. Shout out to LeBron James, man. Hey, the brother Starla Tuarte, yeah. You got to figure out to strengthen your core on the defense. If you want your defensive guys to fly out to the ball, man, Josh Norman too. Josh Norman was so far in the secondary, but it did show them up. He looked pretty good. LeBron is the homie, man. Hopefully LeBron can come down here to Dallas and we can have a little better showing. But I think LeBron may go over there to the Lakers or maybe going to the Spurs or something like that. But he come on to Texas, man. That's so we can see him come up to most of these games. I know. Justin Quarles, what's up, man? Hey, Brother Law, your football knowledge is impeccable, man. Appreciate it, Calvin, man. Thank you, man. What's up, man? Peace and fish grease. What's up? My Cowboys family, King James goes to Big D. Okay, if he comes to Dallas, man, that would be nice. Dennis Smith, big LeBron James. They have to get them another guy, maybe a Julius Randle. Maybe he can squeeze and get Paul George to come down. It'll be nice down here, man. If he comes down, that would be nice. Just go inside the Waffle House already. Nah, man, not outside the Waffle House, man. See, I talk loud. I don't want my wife's side of the family to get all, hey, man, what is this thing? What is this guy talking about? Well, man, I don't like Waffle House, man. Danny's, they got a Danny's right around the corner, though. Cleveland Browns, why you here? Oh, man. Dak is great. Tyrone Church. Look, before we look, and this is the thing. I'm not gonna call Dak great. What I'm saying is with Dak Prescott, and this is my final talk on Dak. What I'm saying is let's pump the brakes on calling the man trash, and let's also pump the brakes on calling the man Joe Montana. But what you can say is that the guy is pretty much learning, student of the game, poised, a leader, a man. Put it like this, and I hate to make this comparison, but at this stage of his career, at this stage of life, he's further along than what Tony Romo is right when he was at this age. Romo didn't get his first start until he was 26 years old. And to my knowledge, and to my memory, and to my understandings of age and what it takes the preparation to get to 26, I think, from what my knowledge is, that Dak Prescott is no near close to being 26 years old. So what I'm saying is, for everything that everybody knew about Tony Romo, it took him to get to at least 26 to saw what he was seeing out there on the field. And even at that moment, that it took time for Tony Romo to become Tony Romo of what we know of Tony Romo now. So, with that being said, if I compile all the information from my small, minute knowledge for those who want to bring in facts, I want you guys to do your homework and just tell me how long did it took for Romo to become the great Romo that we know as of today? Because he wasn't playing that great when he was 26. Yes, his first year he was good, but even with that, if we put in the mindset that he was on the bench learning from Sean Payton, learning from Bill Parcells, it took him 3 years before we even saw him out there on the field. And then if we transpose and remove all of the things that we have with Dak Prescott, even in his baby stage in football, not trying to just paint this thing with a broad brush, but what I'm saying is that, and I'm not saying that, hell, we want to wait till Dak Prescott get to 28, 29 before we see him ball out of control. But what I'm saying is that if we put the right pieces around him and stop being whiny Cowboys fans out here, the Fickle fans, I'm not talking to you guys that's in here because I know you guys are not fickle. It's just the other guys out there that's fickle. And we don't, if we just give this guy surrounding pieces around him and understand that trust the process. I hate to use the word, but we got to use it in this fashion. Trust the process, and then allow this guy to just say, I got my best friend back with Ezekiel Elliott, because that's what exactly what the Patriots did. They had a running back with a Corey Dillon. That's exactly what quote unquote the coach did. They had a guy who was balling out of control, Adrian James, who was the cushion for Peyton Manning. And then also they had a good tight end, a young tight end that can grow with him. They didn't have a tight end that was old out there who was saying that he already was on the team, who was pretty much the leader of the team, leading from the tight end position. No, they had a team that was in place, and then we're not even going to talk about the coaching philosophy versus our coaching philosophy. That's a story of a different day. But even in the baby stages of Peyton Manning, he had Adrian James that grew along with him, and then he had the actual Marvin Harrisons of the world, and then also he had the Reggie Waynes of the world. So it took time, guys. It took time. And I'm not saying that, I do know that we lost a lot of time because we went through a stage with Tony Romo because we were saying the same thing. It took time. Hey, God, get a guy time. And then we had the philosophy of Jerry Jones being in the draft room. Can you imagine? Can you guys imagine if Will McClay was able to be here since 2006 or 2007? This makeup, and if they trusted him, then this team would just been a whole lot different, right? But neither here nor there. What we got here? Romo is the daddy. Yes, you're right. He's the daddy. He's the brain. He's the whiz. Romo is smart. People better realize that too as well. Romo is a whiz out there. You guys saw the NFL breakdown. He was calling the plays before they happened. So the guy have the knowledge. He just didn't have the body. You see, and where the body goes, sometimes the knowledge goes. You can have all the experiences in the world, but if you can't jump, you can't move. I mean, it's time to hang it up. Um, Romo brain and Dak's body. That would be awesome. That would be amazing, man. But what's up, man? Ween, that's how you say your name, man. What's up, Brian? What's going on with you as well? Oh man, Romo retired. Yeah, he gone. Romo is glass. This is from somebody else. Hey, OJ, what's up, man? What's good, Law? Love the show, man. Hey, I'm putting in work, man, through the cell phone inside the car. Car pretty dope, man. Let me see if I can flip this thing around so you guys can see the car, man. It's a Traverse, man. It got everything, got all the buttons and bells and whistles, man. It can call, man. Got the satellite radio, tell me exactly where I need to go. Chevy, what's up, man? I'm showing you guys product, man. Shoot me a check. Chevy, yeah, riding Chevy around here, man. Cody, what's up, man? Damn, riding nice, man. Riding on some Dax, man. Need to put some 24s on this thing. You guys know how it go, right? Yeah, man. I need to hit Chevy up, man. Ween, what's up? The car does. What car does Zeke ride? Zeke ride like a big old F-150 type of truck that he can just roll over people on. And speaking of that, somebody came up with them Photoshop skills yet? Craft that bus, paint it silver and blue, put Dak Prescott as the bus driver, and that's what we need. Cause I do understand that before when I'm making the other comparison with the team, is that nobody saw the Rams coming for when Kurt Warner pretty much won the starting position. He pretty much ultimately won one Super Bowl, played the Patriots, but Patriots already had tape because that was the year of the Spygate, and they knew all his plays before he even was able to throw his play. They knew where Isaac Bruce, Marshall Faulk was going to be at on the field, and they pretty much ultimately, with all that cheating scandal, they only won the game by 3 points or 2 points, something like that, with the kick leg, of the I forgot the kicker from the Patriots. So we can say that Kurt Warner could at least had 3 Super Bowl rings, one with Arizona and 2 with the Rams, but I digress. Nobody saw Kurt Warner, and then a lot of people were saying that Dak Prescott is not Kurt Warner, right? Rightfully so. But he's better than Brad Johnson, so what about that, huh? Hey, it can happen, guys. Brad Johnson was a guy that played for who? Trent Difford was a guy that played for who? So if we get this defense together, and watch this segue, we get this Chris Richard together, right? We saw what Chris Richard was able to do with the Seattle Seahawks roster. That defense, that makeshift defense that they had, they're quote unquote orphans out there in the secondary, right? We saw that. Earl Thomas was the only guy that was drafted within the first round. We saw how he was able to elevate this whole entire team for the Seattle Seahawks. We got some guys, we got some caliber players with now Chris Richard, his motivation, his theory of on the defense, his ability to put everybody up in alignment and assignment, being the passing game coordinator, saying that, okay, we're not going to give you guys all those yards off. We're going to have our guys. If we get beat, damn it, we get beat. But you're going to have to fight to beat us. And I like that mentality. That meaning that he's going to have these guys playing press man coverage, up tight, up front, and they hit you. I'm not going to help you up. I'm going to lock you down. I'm going to get you down. We're going to rub the elbow into your wounds. We're going to let you know that the Cowboys is here. The doomsday is back, baby. We're going to get this thing going one way or another. We finna get crook, boy. I'm telling you, I can't wait till the Super Bowl. I can't wait. I know it's fast forward too fast. I can't wait till the game starts. I can't wait till Seattle, who we played first week. I can't wait till we play the Carolina Panthers. Boy, I'm so crunk, man. You guys just don't know, man, that I can't wait to see the implementation of Chris Richard's defense, because that's what we've been streaming with Rob Marinelli. Pieces of it was there last year. It's just that we just played so far off, so relaxed, so much prevent defense, that when the time that we did play man-to-man, oh my God, you guys saw that. You guys go back and look at film. The time that we did play man-to-man, we played tight of press. Think about this. I'm going to say this right here too as well. When we played Aaron Rodgers, that play that he scored a touchdown on against Jordan Lewis. The play before that, he played him up tight, press coverage. Got the ball off, Jordan Lewis backed the ball down. The exact same play, Aaron Rodgers ran the exact same play. Guess what, my man was there, Jordan Lewis. He was playing so far off that I was saying like, damn, bro, what are you trying to do? but he can only play for what the coach called him. Hey, and that's just how it goes, man. When we're looking at this football game, we're looking at it like, if we go back, I want you guys to go back and look at the Denver Bronco game. And you got to tell me, Trevor Simeons, the guy with a water pistol gun as a football thrower, his arm, you thinking that Dak Prescott got a weak arm. Trevor Simeons, I kid you not, I did a video as soon as the game was over with. And I said, what the hell are we doing? Even Jordan Lewis got his interception that game. The problem is that we played so far off. We allowed Trevor Simeons to get all the underneath passes, to get his rhythm in play. Did you know that Trevor Simeons is not that tall of a quarterback, that frail quarterback? If we was able to play press man coverage, don't care about Emmanuel Sanders' speed, don't care about the Thomas kid number 88 speed. If we'd have played press that whole entire game, the outcome of the game would have been different. I understand that Dak Prescott had I think two pick sixes or something like that. It was a horrible game. Ezekiel Elliott had like 9, 10 yards, and we was up there in Colorado where you can barely breathe. It's the second game of the year. They set the tempo for the whole entire year. But if you look at it, if we didn't play that soft man coverage against that front five or the front four, I mean against their front five, I guess I meant to say, if we played everybody press man tight, Trevor Simeon wouldn't be able to pick us apart like he did. I believe that Chris Richard is going to be able to make those adjustments, and he's going to tell the wonderful, I'm talking about the absolute best defensive coach as it relates to the front four, Rod Marinelli. Say, Rod, all I want you to do, Rod, is you work with this front four, and I'll handle the rest. That's why I went. That's why I think. This is what I'm thinking with my mind. I'm thinking that Chris Richard was really like, okay, give me a cover type of linebacker so that I know for sure that I'm gonna play with the base core of the linebackers, with the Jordan, with the Jalen Smith, with the Sean Lee and the LV. These guys can cover. But what I'm gonna do within my package is that I'm gonna implement my DBs, my cornerbacks, Byron Jones, Cheetah Bay Awuzie, the Jordan Lewis's of the world. I want them guys to play up tight press. Because I believe that our guys, we got length, we have strength. Even Jordan Lewis, not the biggest, the tallest guy in the world, but he got long, crazy arms, right? The guy's X-File. I want him to be able to press up on these guys. And when they do finally break free, my guy, Kevon Frazier, who's how I'm going to implement him like I did with Cam, is gonna ring your bell. The only thing that can stop us now is the NFL Fickle rules. I'm using the word fickle again, but lowering of the helmet. When Kevon Frazier come down there to lay that wood, when Xavier Woods come down to that pocket and lay the wood. And did I say Jeff Heath? He can lay the wood too as well. I think that Jeff Heath's going to be the sideline guy too as well. Xavier Woods going to be the sideline guy. This defense is going to work well with us. What's up, my Cowboys family? What's going on, man? Lord the Boom. That's what I'm talking about, Italian Cowboys. There's a new sheriff in town. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking. Boy, you guys getting me hyped, boy. Wiggle Bell with the black hands. What's going on with you, man? Man, I know it's late where you guys at, because it's becoming to be late where I'm at over here, West Side. Xavier Woods with the hit stick. Got to be able to hit that hit stick, bruh. Law, did Jay Farm get you in the practice? Hey, Jay Farm, nah, he didn't give me the practice. I'm still over here in San Diego. But trust me, since he knows somebody that knows somebody, they got to connect. When he get me into that practice, I'm gonna be having my eyes open, and I can't wait to see the things that I can see. What's up, man? Top 5 defense from Chris Torres. Chris, you on to something, man. You are on to something if we can get that top 5 defense. Um, I'm really thinking that it's close. We were 8th overall last year, and we played pretty much mediocre in some games, but some of the games we was able to still fly out to the ball. We were still able to do some things, and I think that these guys was learning in the process. These guys was young at the time, and I do know that we have excuses built in because of the young. We can say that, but now these guys can understand what they're seeing now. It's more seasonal for them. They can understand now the process, what it takes to play a full 16 weeks. That speaks volumes. I think that Taco Charlton, his lower body, he started becoming a man towards the latter part of the season. And outside of, you go back and watch the Raiders game, he was held 3 times. He could have had 3 more sacks. I do know that he had, 3 sacks for the year. He could have walked off cleanly with 6 sacks. And I'm not trying to just be pom pom and cheerleading for Taco, because Lord knows that I had the same reaction when we drafted Taco as it was when we drafted LVE. Taco, I saw. See, the thing is, when we look at that first draft pick, and you guys want us to be like authentic, you guys don't want us to be cookie cutter, you guys don't want us to be like fake and phony, like some of the ESPNs of the world, the NFL Network. You guys want our raw emotions. So when I went live, when I showed you guys the LVE reaction, that was my raw emotion, how I felt. So that's just to make it authentic and make it real. I'm going to give you guys my raw emotions. So just like when we drafted Taco Charlton, I wish I kept that damn video open, because I kind of took the video down because it was like when he was drafted, I guess I was showing too much of the TV, and I didn't want to get hit with that copyright stuff, right? But I took that down, and I wish I still had the emotion, so you guys can see how anger and how mad I was, and how, I mean, you guys know I rarely curse. I really don't curse that much, but I was cussing like a sailor, man. I was in there like, Taco, he's horrible, da 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 da. But I had to figure out what can he do best, and what was the philosophy of drafting Taco. And then right when after they drafted Taco, Randy Gregory got hit with the suspension. Then also we heard some other news, and then we saw what David Irvin was doing with his suspension situation too as well. So now I'm looking at it from this aspect. When the Dallas Cowboys draft, they know what's going on within the organization. Of course, they're the Dallas Cowboys. But what I'm saying is, if I can get this out, is that I cannot judge the picture before the picture is finished being painted. I have to give it time, and then that's what I had to understand pretty much with the 2015 draft, 2016 draft, and 2017 draft. I cannot just go off of the first round draft pick and say, well, this whole entire draft pick is trash. They have a philosophy, they have a reasoning how they drafted this guy. This guy was 6'7", 285, 287 pounds, Taco Charlton. Got length, got range, got strength. He's just a little raw in certain aspects, don't have the bend, but he's a good off the field guy. I guess they got tired of dealing with the craziness with these guys. So now that I'm looking at Taco Charlton, at least I can go to sleep good at night. I mean, knock on some freaking wood, that I don't hear Taco Charlton doing something crazy out there. Guys come from a good background, well background, or what have you, and I feel like he's a good solid pick. The same thing with LVE. He's a good solid pick. They got a guy that's 6'5", 6'4.5", whatever it may be, but you not gonna hear crazy stuff coming out of the woodshed with LVE, with Taco Charlton, and things like that. So we got to look at the whole entire draft piece. And then when I look at this year's draft piece, you just can't look at one pick of what the NFL networks and the ESPN like to do. You got to look at the full thing. We got Bo Scarborough, right? Who's going to help out and alleviate this running situation. You got a Tavon Austin. You traded for that guy because you knew that you needed somebody to fill in the gaps with Lucky Whitehead, and who can do the things that Lance Dunbar can do. So we did all these things, right? We went out and got some guys as the undrafted, like the Cam Kelly and the Cal Q. These might be camp bodies, but these guys are showing promise out there. And if you look at the full picture, Chris Richard's fingerprints all over it. Will McClay fingerprints all over it. You just kind of look at a glass and you're just looking at these fingerprints all over it, and you can see these picks. Even with this, and I'm going to feed the trolls just a little bit. I'm going to feed you guys just a little bit. Even with the Mike White situation, right? That guy can throw the ball through a keyhole. I can't wait to do his film session. I wish I was in front of his film now that I can show you guys. The guy can hit these passes. These guys got poise. He can pass well out of the backfield, can hit the ball in the flat, can throw the shade like no other. I'm looking at his film and I'm sitting like, damn, I want to know if this can translate to the National Football League. Can he really show up and show out when his name is called? Those are things that I like to see when you're looking at these type of players. But we just can't look at it from one side of the field and say this draft pick is trash because they didn't get the guy that we want. These guys done did research, they done studied. I believe that Chris Richard, Will McClay, and I'm not trying to just talk about these brothers, but I'm also saying that even with the I think this guy named Chris. You guys help me out, but he's the head of the scouting program for the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know his last name. I just know his first name is Chris, and I think that he does a hell of a good job. He does his thorough background check on these guys. It's just sometimes some stuff fall through the mix. Hey, what we got? And no, I forgot to say, uh, the Cam Fleming guy, the Marcus Martin guy, they done went and got some pieces, and we can throw in too as well our guy Williams too as well. What's the guy named? The guard that we done went and got from Texas. We done got Connor Williams. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, OJ. My mind is lapsing. It's getting late where I'm at. You know what I mean? So we can throw in that aspect too. We done got a solid background for our offensive line. So now that we don't have to worry about Chaz Green no more, even though he's still on the team, but now we don't have to worry about the Byron Bells of the world. So we got some pieces in places that we got the depths under control. We got the backup quarterback just in case that goes flat. We got a backup running back just in case that goes flat. We got a backup offensive line just in case that goes flat. And if anybody want to say one little thing about this defensive front, you can argue the fact that there's nose tackle, the guy that's playing the one tech. You can have your strong reservations on that, and you can have your strong slight reservations on the safety play. But everywhere else, we pretty much solid. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Everywhere else, we pretty solid. Who is this? The stars are aligning. Who that? Who said that? Who said that? Chris Torres. What's up, man? Yeah. Ty Taste. Yes, facts, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. You just going on the front line. Chris da. Hey. Can't read that fast on this phone. Legit points, Lord Jeff. Hey, man, I'm just trying, man. I'm trying to let you guys what I know in my mind, what I have on my thoughts, and what I'm putting out here under my impressions of what this team really is. Eli Manning. Ooh, what y'all talking about Eli for, man? Jay, what's up, man? Bomb practices are closed, taping. Yes, man. But Chaz is okay in guard, my opinion. I think this is what happened with Chaz. This is what's going on with Chaz, man. I think Chaz played, when I looked at his tape, his college tape, he played right tackle. He played right tackle. I think that Chaz Green was hired, allegedly hired or drafted to play right tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. I think that Doug Free lasted 1 year longer than the Cowboys expected. I think that Doug Free was literally saying that he's going to retire. He went and talked to somebody, and they got word that he's saying that he was going to retire. Chaz Green was drafted. Chaz Green didn't get a chance to play right tackle. I think that naturally Chaz Green is a right tackle. I don't think that Chaz Green have the power and the strength to play inside. I think that him playing on the left side, he just didn't look formidable. His footwork just wasn't great on the left side. I think that Chaz Green lost a lot of confidence. Now they pushing him around to right guard because he was filling in the position for Martin, who we gonna sign eventually. I really think this is just my thought, because if you look at Chaz Green, his problem was in college and pretty much high school that he couldn't stay healthy. But I think naturally the best scheme and the best fit for him is right tackle. But there's no room for Chaz to play right tackle. So they're just trying to figure out a way to save face, and they're putting him here, they're putting him there, they're putting him everywhere, and he's just not going to go to his right tackle position because we already know who's there. I believe deep down in my heart, although he's a depths guy, the best value you could have got for Chaz Green was before last year. You could have maneuvered, finagled this thing. You could have got some draft picks for him. You could have traded him then. But at that time, what we saw from him in 2016, what was it, 2016, when my guy, big number 77, went down, he looked very good out there on tape. His tape looked very good. A lot of people saying like, hey, this guy's coming along. He can really play in the National Football League. That was one hell of a pick. That was a genius pick by the Cowboys organization. And then 2017 occurred, and now everybody's saying that he's horrible. He can't. They said a folding chair would have blocked the guy from Atlanta better than what he did. And Chaz Green would never be Chaz Green again. And I hope that he can prove me wrong too as well. But from the looks of it, I'm thinking that with that type of position, once your confidence is gone, it's gone. It's over with. You guys know how that goes, right? All right, so who else we have? This is how you put in that smooth voice. Hey, who else you guys have out there in mind? Who you guys want to talk about? Because it's getting close to 1 hour sharp. All right, you think Collins will be an all-pro long? I think Collins is all-pro. Played 16 more games, and when we win this year, we go to playoff. Then more spotlights are going to be on him, and then we're going to have to really figure out how we're going to maneuver this money around. We got depths. We got young D, great coaches. That's what I'm talking about, guy. Got to be optimistic, guys. And this is for those who say it's going to hit with the rebuttal and it's going to hit this thing up with the quarterback talk. I'm going to leave off with saying that we got to really trust this process, guys. And I know I done cut my beard off, grew it back, and we still saying trust in the process. It's been going on for 20 some odd years. But how sweet and how joyous it will be when we get to host that Lombardi Trophy. And knowing the fact that you never shifted, you never wavered at all. And you get to cry the same tears that I'm crying. You get to beat on your chest the same chest that I'm beating on. Saying how about them Cowboys. That's going to be so remarkable that day when we host that Lombardi Trophy. And I think the way the Cowboys are going now, we can get there, guys. It's just a few small things we got to uncover with the media, with the Roger Goodell situation, and I think, and I'm praying, and I'm hoping that we can just mask all that crazy nuances because you guys know how it goes, and with the 7 games going without holding, whenever we ran a big play, all of a sudden you see the flag, the laundry out there on the field. I hope all that goes away and we can just get back to football. And by us being steadfast and believing in our product, believing in ourselves with hope and tenacity, with strength, with all our minds put together, and we can host that Lombardi Trophy and we can have our tears coming down our face, saying that we made it. We didn't shift. Those 80 people that's in the chat box right now, those people that believe with all their heart and soul and desire and sinew, that we can make this thing happen. I believe it. I know you guys believe it, man. Philly's a flunk. Yeah, man. Hey, we bleed silver and blue, man. Hey, before I go, man, shout out to Oak Cliff too as well. Hashtag believe. Hey, Cowboys Nation, Law Nation. Hey, it's all day, man. Real Bishop Kane, my brother, man. Let me know where you guys from, man, so I can give a shout out to you guys before we hit that 1 hour. Don't worry me, man. Lapato, I think that's how you say your name. Savage Time. That's a cold name, boy. You know that's a cold name. Jeff, what's going on, man? Get home safe. That's sushi. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get home. I can't wait, man. Oak Cliff, what's going on? And Marty Marr, Chi-Town, get down, man. Stand up, man. Eagles one hit wonder hole. B-Nut, man. You know how it goes, man. We got Fort Worth in the house. We got who else we got? Okay, South Carolina. Hey, Hope, Rage, Cowboys, NFC East smash. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Jay Cutler, Frisco, Anaheim. You right up the street, man. I'm in San Diego. I was gonna hit up Anaheim. That's where they got the little amusement thing. Memphis, Tennessee. What's up, man? DJ Cobbs. Let's go, man. Tampa Bay, Florida. That's one thing that we can do that no other 31 other teams can do. We can just start yelling out where we from. And anything you guys posted is going to stay forever. on the YouTube world. You guys know how the YouTube keep all the chat, so we can go back and read this stuff. But like I said, always it's always best to be seen and not viewed. So you guys are able to see me, get into my emotions, get into my actions, and curve this conversation by putting your thoughts down below. That's amazing. That's wonderful. And and what else we got to talk about, right? It's late at night, and we talking about the team that we love. And that's all the time I have for tonight. I really thank you guys for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. We're out. You guys know if I had my music, I'd be jamming right now. But I don't have my music though, man. Bay Area, Cali, man. What's up? Salute, Cody, man. What's going on? Hey, guys, getting close.